Cash Crew, welcome back to another week's episode with your favorite host, Mr. ESPN, where we talk everything sports and the business behind it. We have a special segment for you guys this week. We got a one-on-one series with my good friend and personal trainer, Dallin. However, before the episode gets started, just want to give you guys a heads up. The first segment, unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, will not be displayed. However, still got a great episode for you guys. I hope you enjoy and tune in.
Yeah, so it was my second to last game of my senior season, and playing this team, went on the state, one of the better teams in the conference, and yeah, the QB he could pass, he could throw the deep ball,
Okay.
and they actually tried to get us on a hard count and had some guys jump, so they thought they had a free play. So typically when that happens, anytime you see, if you're watching the game and the defense jumps, that's essentially a free play for the offense because it's going to be a penalty anyways, but the refs let it play out.
Correct.
Based off of rules. So typically the receivers will try to do a hot route or they'll just try to get a goal because typically when somebody jumps on the front line, the secondary looks to see what happened because our eyes are either on our man, when we're out there on the island. So
For sure.
when that happened, I already knew, so I just started hitting the back pedal, turn, and I just started riding with the dude, with the receiver. Next thing I know, I see that ball fly up. I'm going ahead tracking it. I go up. Mm-hmm. I snag it. I come back down. Bang. Right on that shoulder. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, I knew something was gone. I knew something was wrong. I just felt my shoulder out of place. But I was kind of lit because the other team was talking. They was talking that good cash real quick,
yeah.
But I had to show them, it ain't sweet around here. So,
so you did get the pick.
I got the pick. Yeah,
Okay.
that's for sure. So I got the pick. But then I stuck my hand into my shoulder pads because my arm, I just had to slump it. It was just dead. I feel it, dog. I just feel this big fat lump on my shoulder. I was like, oh yeah, this rap ski. This
That's
it. I was like, so I go to the trainers, and they were like, yeah. So I separated my AC joint. So for anybody that don't know what that is, essentially that's the cartilage that holds down the end of your collarbone to the back of your shoulder blade.
Yikes.
Where you're, kind of where that pocket where your shoulder moves around.
Yeah.
And so it was elevated, and you can still feel it to this day. It's prominent. You can see it. People ask, like, what is that?
Now you know why I said the shoulder of justice.
So once I found out, they went ahead and put a little pad on it, wrapped me up, popped me about 4 ibuprofens, and then played the rest of the game. And then, so from that point on, it was more so like, let me, how can I not only take advantage of, like, really bouncing back, from this injury, and then, just improving in all areas and then helping others do the same. So that's kind of how it segued into, the personal training a little bit.
Yeah, because I do remember you telling me you had to get strength back because you couldn't use that shoulder for a little time. So per your rehab was, definitely hitting the weight room hard, getting your strength back to where it was. And you actually said you got stronger after that. You said you started lifting heavier. You started working out harder. Your body actually, got bigger. So now, you're actually, lifting more than you did before the injury. So, and that's crazy because now, I mean, shoot, even when we be working out, still be like, man, if somebody that had a messed up shoulder at one point, this boy be throwing them weights.
Man.
But it's just crazy how, unfortunately, that did, mess up, your football career. But now you've, somewhat starting a career somewhere else, still dealing with athletes, but just in another way. So now you're a personal trainer for how long now? How long you kind of been doing? I know you've been working out all your life, but the personal training part, how long you been doing that?
Yeah, so I would say really since about 2019. So a good 2 years.
Okay.
Under my belt, and that kind of segued into from my own personal training for myself, and then kind of seeing how I can help kind of give back to not only like kids, like middle school to high school to up to college. Just my mindset alone, on top of all the training and work that I put in, how it easily translated into kind of my understanding and being able to piece certain things together and being creative in in the weight room. In a whether that's an open gym, just being creative and really pushing past some of those like mental battles that a lot of us as athletes, we all go through at some point of our game career. So,
Dope.
yeah.
Now, I think the question that I have specifically is, you love working out just as much as you love playing football. And you don't take any shortcuts from what I know. I work out with you a lot. But where does that drive come from? Because technically right now you don't play sports anymore, right? You know, you just, you personal train but you work out as if you're going to go train for NFL training camp still. So, where does that drive to stay in tip-top shape, work out super, super hard come from? Where does that motivation come in and, that aspiration?
Yeah, honestly, I think it really stems from who I identify myself as. Okay. And what I mean by that is, no, I'm not a professional athlete or a football player or, whatever the case may be, but I identify myself as someone who likes a challenge, someone who is always striving to be better, and pushing myself. So regardless if that's in the weight room or, in the office or whatever the case may be, I always want to continue feeling like I'm getting better and looking for that. And so when it goes into the weight room, it just translates. Like, I can't do the same thing I did yesterday or less, because that means I'm getting worse. You can't expect to be in the weight room and try to do the same things and not give that same and try to give an equal or lesser energy, because you're not going to get better that way. Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, of course, you're going to have some workouts that intentionally put a rest series or, a kind of a recoup series in there, but that's totally different. That's being smart. Now, I'm just saying in the mindset of, getting better and training like a professional athlete without being in a professional arena. It's more so just how you view yourself and what you want to accomplish and not, because it's easy to get in the gym and, not be at a certain point, you know what I mean? And that's work, you gotta strive to get better. So you have to make a conscious change in your habits, and you have to attack it. You win it. I think the biggest thing that people don't realize is you win that journey on the front end and your mind mentally. You got to see yourself there, and then when you encounter that first like test of adversity, when it gets hard, when you get on that minute plank or that 30-second plank that feels like an hour, you gotta. It's like you have to be able to get yourself through that, and a lot of times people look at trainers as accountability partners to help them get through that, but at the end of the day, trainers are only can do so much. They don't get me wrong, they play a large part, a very intricate part. However, at the same time, that real long-term success in that type of arena is gonna really stem from your mind. Once it starts clicking in your own self, in your own mindset, and you view yourself as that person that you want to become, you have that drive every day.
That's dope. Now, we still waiting for the secret sauce, because I know I ask you all the time, like, yo, I know you work out like a machine. You work out all the day. You be 6 o'clock in the morning on IG telling people to wake up out their bed, get in the gym. Well, really, what's the formula? Like, how will you? Because as long as I've been knowing you, third grade, fourth grade? As long as I've been knowing you, always been tip-top shape, working out. What's the secret sauce? You got the pill, you got the powder. Like, it can't just be the weights. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
it's
what's the formula?
The formula is consistency. And the reason I say that is because, like you make a good point. For as long as you know me, I've always been, a certain way. I've always been a fit. I always had muscles, whatever the case may be. But that's not what I remember. Okay. You know what I mean? I remember, being that kid in the middle school training, in high school early on, who couldn't lift 135 pounds. You know what I mean? I remember being that kid that, you know, again, being one of the smallest dudes on the field. You know, so it's like, through that journey, through that journey of where I'm at now and seeing those results today, and it's like, it's really cliche. We see all those Instagram posts of, you know, that iceberg, what success is and what other people, and it's real, but it's like, you know, when you set yourself to a certain standard, and you carry yourself based off those actions, and people start seeing those actions, that's what they're gonna attach to you. So that's what they're gonna remember.
Got you.
You know, so it's like, for me, there was a whole bunch of times where I didn't feel like doing it. You know, there was a whole bunch of times I didn't, you know, feel like, you know, going to track practice and then going home and then riding my bike 4 miles to go work out with, you know, my coach after school, and then to ride it back home and then do it again. Like,
you know, work on itself.
You know what I mean? So there's a whole bunch of things in between there that I was doing. And even, I remember in middle school, I was, you know, walked a mile to go to the gym.
I do remember that.
You know what I mean? And it was like, and I was just doing like little stuff with 25s and 15s. And like, obviously I wasn't doing no real weight, but I was building that habit early on, and like really setting that foundation early, you know, for myself. And it wasn't like I was crazy strong, but that was what it was. And then ever since then, you know, being a three-sport athlete, I've always just been around the clock, just doing something. And then really when I got to college, that's when I got serious and smart about it. So now it's like, you know, it sticks.
Dope. All right. Well, obviously it is football season, so, you know, we do got to talk a little football. Let the listeners know, who's your favorite team in the NFL right now?
Man, they going to be mad at me, bro. they gonna be mad at me because I'm one of those guys that I don't have a team.
Okay, no, that's fair.
So,
that's fair.
I like, and I'll tell you the story behind it.
Okay.
So I'm from Southern California.
Yes, sir.
So I'm out. You know, I'm talking about, you know, 03 to 06 USC dynasty. You know, that was my squad.
That was your squad, yeah.
You know, I was San Francisco 49ers fan with Steve Young, T.O., you know, I forgot his first name, but Garrison Hurst, running back, you know, like, so I kid you not, it was one evening, I was sitting in the kitchen, and my dad had the TV on, Sports Center, ESPN, and the news broke out, T.O. got traded.
Yeah, okay. He came to Philly.
Yes. I was in the kitchen pissed. I was hot.
He came to my squad. I remember that. And we went to Super Bowl with T.O. too.
I said, bro, what is this?
Yep.
I said, if this is what this is going to be like, I'm not sticking with no team.
That's the NFL.
I said, I learned early on, like, oh, nah, y'all not going to get me like this.
So I'm not going to suck you in.
Nah. So from that point on, I was like, you know, forget this.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, even though you don't have a favorite team, I'm pretty sure there's some players in the NFL that you do like. So we always like to ask a lot of former athletes, if you was playing football right now, and you could play, I know you play both sides of the ball, so this is gonna be hard. Give me five on each side. Give me 5 offensive players you would love to play with. It could be they're playing right now or they played in the past, and then give me 5 defensive players you would love to have played with. Could be now and it could be the past.
That's a good question. I definitely have to, off the rip, Vic.
Yeah, boy.
You know, because that'd have been fun to play with. I'll say on the offensive side, so Vic, said Chad Ochocinco. Man, this is tough.
No Reggie Bush. I know that's your man. That's from USC.
Yeah, I would say if you was talking about in college, yeah.
Okay, if I was saying top 5 college, but he went to the pros.
Nah, he snapped when he was with the Saints.
Until he got lit up.
Yeah,
he was on the Saints.
You know that was it was tough, but you know I still got nothing but love for Bush. You know, definitely he's the one that really like like I said, that
he
dynasty
influenced a lot of football players back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody wanted to be punting, kickoff returners.
Facts. Everybody wanted to wear number 5.
Number 5. Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So I would, like I said, Vic, Chad Ochocinco. Man, that's tough, bro.
No Randy Moss?
That's tough. Randy, yeah, I mean,
imagine you playing quarterback, you throwing to him. That might be a 2,000-yard season in high school.
Nah, I mean, there's, like I said, there's a lot of guys. I'm just drawing blank right now because I feel like there's so many dudes, you know, on the offensive side that.
Fair enough. But, all right, so fair enough. What players do you like that's playing right now that you like, yo, I like that player that's currently in the league?
Currently, often, I'll definitely say OBJ, you know.
Okay.
I like his spark. On the offensive side, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with L. Jack. You know, Lamar.
Ooh. Especially he just beat Pat Mahomes a couple weeks ago too.
You know, yeah. I would say if he was still playing, Drew Brees.
Okay.
Just because I resonate with him being like a shorter quarterback.
Yeah.
But, him. Let me see.
No Julio.
If it was Julio back in
Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, Julio, he was there last year, so that's fair. He's still in the league.
Yeah. And then I think, what's that for?
Yeah, it's 4.
I'm gonna have to. I'll probably go with D. Henry, to be honest.
Woo,
just
Mr.
to see
2K
that.
himself.
Yeah, just to see that. If I saw that stiff in person, I'd go nuts. You know what I mean?
That's for sure. All right. And then on the other side of the ball, I know you played corner in college.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 5 guys that you could play defense with, I know that's a fun side to play football because you get to hit people. But 5 guys, whether they're playing now or in the past, 5 guys that you know you'll love to be on the defensive side of the ball to play football with.
Yeah, I would definitely. I feel like this is gonna be easy though. I would say off rip, Tyrann Mathieu.
Honey Badger.
Just because I feel like I could relate size wise. You know what I mean? Dion.
Prime time.
Sleeper, John Lynch.
That's not a sleeper. John Lynch was a fool now.
But
a lot of
people don't.
Yeah,
realize.
A lot of the new kids.
That's what I'm
know.
saying. Exactly.
But our generation past, John Lynch was a fool.
Yeah. Troy Polamalu.
Yes, sir.
You know, another USC cat. And then I definitely had to. I got to draw. So I got probably like a 3-way.
Okay, that's cool.
So, say Ray Lewis. You know. Khalil Mack. And then
who I've seen live, he's a monster.
And then Roquan Smith,
who I also seen live.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a monster. So you like that linebacker core in Chicago right now?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, them boys, they's out there. You know, if he was still playing, you know, definitely Clay Matthews too.
Okay, Clay Matthews.
But yeah. So that's what I would say.
That's a nice little lineup. Definitely a nice little lineup. Dang. Ray Lewis? Yeah, Ray Lewis is woo!
Yeah, dog.
That was a fool. All right. Well, you currently have a challenge that's going on. Would you like to let the listeners know what you got going on in your world? You got a challenge for the fall/winter for all your wannabe get fit for next year, 2022 summer body. Let everybody know what's going on and what challenge you got going on right now.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. It's called the IDGAF Challenge. So it stands for I Don't Give a Flex.
Oh, I like that.
You know, it's really, like you said, kind of gearing into the next year. Also, it's driving. IDGAF is one of the muscles. It's probably the main muscle that we have to exercise. And that's really not caring about what anybody thinks, anybody says, no matter where you're currently at. And when it comes to your goals and whatever it takes to get there, you can't have no excuses. You just got to go ahead and go get it and tell yourself that you don't give a flex about it.
I like that motto. I like that.
and really also it's more of a fundraiser. So I'm doing it for Ma Dukes. She needs to get a procedure done, and so I wanted to go ahead and take that load off of her and my father's plate, and raise the funds for that.
Yeah, great cause.
And so we doing that, and we're gonna make it happen. So that's what it's for. On top of just having a great time, some good vibes, and a whole lot of work. So if you're available, it's every Sunday at 10:30, Adams Park. You can follow me at Fin_Fin10, and you'll see all the information.
Let them know what that workout page is looking like also too. I know that's your personal page, but
yeah, it's my personal. I'm actually integrating both.
Okay.
So
cool.
Y'all can follow me there too. It's Dallin Malik Dynamics. So DALLIN MALIK
DYNA.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
CS.
Yeah. So,
Dynamics.
So, y'all hit the follow button and DM me if you have any questions. It's real dope. It's a good time, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I could be a witness to this. I've been working out with him since about mid 2019. A little bit on and off, I'll be honest with you, but definitely great trainer, great motivator. And he's one of those people, he don't just make you work out, he makes you work out according to your needs. Everybody got a different calendar, everybody got a different goal. And he does a great job catering to your needs and what fitness goal you got. Shoot, man, I remember before Corona came, I was on the path. He was trying to get me to his size. I was happy. I was getting there. But then Corona happened, some things happened. But we're going to get back to it for sure. But definitely, guys, if you guys are available, definitely hop on that challenge and make sure you follow him and tag him in the challenge. Also join in the challenge. Great challenge for a great cause. But for sure, if you want to get your 2022 body right, certified lover boys, certified lover girls for the next summer, definitely hit my man up because he will definitely get you right in tip top shape. With that being said, Dallin, appreciate you joining on our show, man. Thank you for coming again and sharing your knowledge and sharing your good stories with us. Hopefully we can have you again, maybe down the road when you're much bigger. But before we go, Dallin Malik Dynamics. When all said and done, how do you see it? Where do you see the vision? How big do you want to get it? What's the end goal?
Yeah, so I have a lot planned, man. With that being said, y'all can fully anticipate seeing that name on the side of a billboard. It probably won't be the name of the gym, but it's definitely going to evolve into a gym that is going to integrate and then kind of have an intersectionality between sport-specific training, general training, nutrition, education, and I would say a recovery-based training as well. So just kind of putting the pieces together for a little bit of everybody. Dope. And really, putting an environment where it's a fun environment for people to cultivate what they want to do and who they want to become.
All right, well, hey, I'm there. I'll definitely be there. I'll probably be one of the VIP members working out all the time. But on that note, again, thanks for joining our show, and we'll see you next time. Make sure you tune in with us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on all our socials, sports_cash_. Tap in with us. Comment what you like about previous episode or what you like about this episode. Maybe a part of Dallin's story, or you might have some questions about some workout tips. Definitely tune in with us. Stay up to date with us, and we'll catch you next time on next week's episode.